A very good morning to everyone. So today we'll start our new chapter, that is air and atmosphere. Chapter number 6, air and atmosphere. Okay. So let's begin with our new chapter, that is air and atmosphere. So we all know about there are three states of matter. Okay. Solid, liquid, and gas. And air comes under which state of matter? That is gas. Okay. And air is a matter, means air have mass and it occupies spaces. Okay. So let's begin with some basic properties of air. We all know air is all around us, means you are sitting in your room, I'm teaching here, so around me what is there? Air. So can I see the air? No, because air is colorless. Okay. And if I open my mouth, okay, and air enters into my mouth, is there any taste? Sweet taste, sour taste, salty taste? No. So air is tasteless, or we can say odorless. Now, so we have concluded that air is a first, air is a matter, and air is a gas. Second thing, that air is colorless, means there is no color of air. Okay. And next thing we have concluded that air is odorless, means air has no taste. Okay. But we can feel air when it moves, means moving air is called wind. Whenever a air moves, means moving air is called wind. Whenever there is a wind, we can feel it. Okay. When you are going by any vehicle, by bus, and when you are sitting at a window side and you open the glasses, what happened? You can feel the presence of air, that is wind. And you can see the presence of air that when you hung the clothes on the wire, or we can say rope, for drying, you can see that cloths are moving. Okay, due to the presence of air. Now, where air is present? Air is present everywhere. Where there is the empty space, air occupies the empty space. Suppose you filled a water bottle, okay, and it is half filled. So what happened? The half filled is filled with water, and the remaining half is filled with the air. Suppose this bottle is half filled with the water. Okay. So the remaining portion will be filled by which thing? Air. So we can say air occupies the empty spaces. Okay. Now, to show that air is present around us, there is an activity. Okay. So whenever you take a bath, so what happened? You do like this in winters. When you take a bath, you don't pour the water directly on your body. So in what we do, we used to play with the water. Suppose we take a mug and we put inverted, means upside down in a water. What happened? When you put a, let's take example here. Suppose this is bucket full of water. So what happened when you put a mug like this, inverted, or you can say upside down? Okay. So what happened when you put into the water, which is into the bucket which is filled with water? What happened? There will be no water will go inside the mug. Why? Why it has happened so? Anyone? If anyone know the answer, okay, Jyoti Mishra. Okay, okay, Jyoti. Okay, rest of you just put your hands down. Yes, Jyoti, you can unmute yourself and answer. Okay. Umang Jaiswal. Umang. Okay, Avika Jaiswal, 6th C.
Hello.
Yes, Avika.
Hello.
Yes, Avika, I can hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, because air is filled in the mug.
Okay, very good. Because air is filled with, in this mug. So it is already occupied by some matter. So water can't be filled. Suppose you can take an example of memory card. Suppose memory card is already filled with songs and movies and you want to put a new movie. So initially it is filled or it is occupied by some data. So it can't be filled. In the same way, this mug is already occupied by the air. And when you put it in the bucket, so what happened? No water will be go inside the mug. But suppose this is a mug, and when you put in a water and when you tilt it, what happens? The air goes upward, means air um, goes outside from this mug. Now there is an empty space. Now water can be filled in the mug because in the same way, in a memory card, when you erase some of the data, you can fill new data. In the same way, when you tilt the mug, what happened? The air leaves the mug, and what happened? There is an empty space, and this empty space now will be occupied by the water in the bucket. Okay, so this is all about the investigation, or sorry, activity 1, which is given on page number 68. So we concluded from this activity that empty bottle is really not empty. Okay, it is filled with the water. So wherever there is an empty space, air occupies that empty space. Okay, in the room where you are sitting now, empty room, all the empty space is occupied by the air. Now, next topic is air, a mixture of gases. So when there is a different types of things mixed with each other, what we call it mixture. So just take an example of two things. Means you all are familiar about the Haldiram Bhujia. Okay, so first one is simple, only the bhujia is present in the packet. And second one, when the roasted peanuts, cashews, almonds, and raisins are put in the packet, we call it the Haldiram mixture. Okay, so when variety of things is mixed, what we call it mixture. Okay, so now we will understand air, a mixture of gases, because we have discussed air is gas. Now initially air is regarded as an element. Means made up of only single thing. Okay, pure thing. But air is a mixture, because we already know, now we know air is a mixture of gases, because oxygen is also present in air, carbon dioxide also, okay, nitrogen also, and inert gases, dust particles, water vapor, all the things is present in air. But initially, by the philosopher John Mayo, he regarded that air is an, sorry, initially the ancient philosopher, he said that air is an element means only made up of one type of thing. Okay, now in 1674 another philosopher, or we can say another scientist came, John Mayo. He considered that air consists of two components, which is active and one is of inactive. Now first, initially it was considered that air is an element, means made up of only one type of thing. Okay, now in 1674 John Mayo, he proposed that air is mixture of, or air is made up of two components, that is one is active and second one is inactive. He said that John, air is made up of two things, two components, one is active component and another is inactive component. Okay, again the third scientist Anthony Lavoisier, okay, from the French, he said that the ratio of active and inactive component is 1 is to 4. He said that First, John Meow said that air is made up of two components. One is active and another is inactive. After that, another chemist came and said that the ratio of active and inactive component is 1:4. Okay, and he called active component oxygen and inactive nitrogen. Okay, so first, air is considered as an element. Second, our scientist came and said that air is made up of two components, active and inactive. Another, again, the third scientist came, that is Lavoisier. He said that the ratio of active and inactive component is 1:4, and active component is oxygen, inactive is nitrogen. We also saw that oxygen is needed for respiration and burning of substance. Okay. Now, in modern era, means in modern days, we all know that air is a mixture of gases. Okay. And what is the components of the air? We will discuss here. Okay. The components of air. The first component is nitrogen, which is most abundant in that gas. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, inert gases, dust particle, and water vapor. Okay, these are components of air. Now, how much nitrogen is present? That is 78%. Okay, 21% oxygen is, and 1% another thing. 78, 21, and the rest is 1%. And what will be the total sum of this 78, 21, and 1? 100%. Okay. So the composition of air is not the same everywhere. It varies from place to place and with altitude. Altitude means with heights. Okay. It varies. The composition also varies at different periods of time. For example, during the rainy season, the air becomes humid. Means in rainy season, air becomes humid. Means the concentration of water vapor becomes high. Okay. But in the summer season, the concentration of water vapor become less. And when you go to the height area, means mountains or any hilly areas, what happens? The concentration of oxygen become less. Suppose in normal area, the concentration of oxygen is 21%. But when you go to the height, means mountain or hilly areas, what happens? The concentration of oxygen decreases. Suppose when you go to the Everest, what happened? Maybe the concentration decreases to 20% or 19%. So that's why when climbers go on Mount Everest or any hilly areas, high altitudes, means high places, what happens? They have to carry the oxygen cylinders because there is less concentration of oxygen in the atmosphere, or we can say air. Now, the impurities which is present in air is sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. Okay, okay, and which is more in the polluted place. Polluted place means like polluted cities, Delhi. These sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide are impurities, and they are present more in the polluted areas. Polluted areas, we can say Delhi, means metropolitan cities. Now, importance and uses of components of air. So these are the components of air. Okay, now we have to discuss importance of each components of the air. We will start with the nitrogen. Okay, nitrogen is the most abundant gas in the air, which is 78%, and we will start the importance of nitrogen. So first, helps in protein synthesis. The first importance of nitrogen in helps in protein synthesis. Synthesis means helps in protein formation. Okay, so nitrogen is essential for plants, and plants are essential for us because plant give us food. So directly or indirectly, we can say nitrogen is important for us also. Okay, so it helps in the formation of protein, which are essential for the growth and development of plants. As we need protein for the bodybuilding, plants also need protein for the growth and development. So atmospheric nitrogen gets converted into nitrates in the soil, and plants absorb the nitrates from the soil through their roots and use to build up proteins. So how this protein formation takes place, we have a look here. Soil. Okay. Now nitrogen is present in the atmosphere. It goes into the soil. So what happened? It converted into nitrate. Means first atmospheric nitrogen converted into nitrates. Okay. Then plants absorb nitrates from the soil. First nitrogen goes into soil and it gets converted into nitrate. Okay. And plants absorb this nitrate through the roots and make protein for the growth and development. Controls combustion of substance. Okay. Controls combustion. Nitrogen does not support combustion, hence controls the rate of burning. In the absence of nitrogen, burning would be very fast and uncontrollable. Okay. So what this point says, the second importance of nitrogen is control combustion. Okay, suppose we will take a two cases, one candle and second one. One we will light in the presence of air, means air is present, so nitrogen is also present. So this candle is lighting in the presence of nitrogen. We can say air. Okay, in the presence of nitrogen. First, we light the candle in the absence of nitrogen, means where there is no nitrogen. So what happened? Nitrogen controls the combustion, or we can say burning. If there will be no nitrogen gas, what happened? The rate of combustion or the rate of burning will be very fast. So the flame will be like this. Okay, in the absence of nitrogen. And the candle will burn very fast in comparison to the first case, this. So here nitrogen controls the rate of combustion, or we can say rate of burning. Okay. Now in the manufacture of ammonia, okay, so ammonia is used in agriculture purpose, used as refrigerant. There are various uses of ammonia. Now we have to understand that one process, you have to learn one process, that is Haber process. Okay, Haber is a, we can say, scientist. So he prepared ammonia with the help of nitrogen and hydrogen, and he named the process by after his name. Okay, so nitrogen is used in manufacture of ammonia by the Haber process. So you just remember the process, in which process nitrogen is used to manufacture ammonia, by the which process? Haber process. So here we can write Haber process. So nitrogen used to, this is N2 means nitrogen gas. Okay, used to manufacture ammonia. And ammonia is used to prepare fertilizer and also used as a refrigerant. Okay. Now the fourth point, in the manufacture of fertilizer, nitrogen is used to make fertilizers such as ammonium sulfate, ammonium phosphate, potassium nitrate, and urea. So it is used to make fertilizer. Fertilizer is used in crop fields for enhance the crop output, or we can say increase the crop output, although it is not good. So my question is, if you are using fertilizer, so which type of farming it will called? If we are using fertilizer in the crop field, so which type of farming it will be called? Just raise your hand if you know the answer. Okay. Okay, Ashutosh.
Sir, inorganic farming.
Very good. So which farming is good, inorganic or organic?
Sir, organic farming.
Okay, very good. So if we are, okay, just put your hands down. Fine. I know you all know the answer. So if we are using ammonia, fertilizer in the crop field, so what happened? Which type of farming will be there? Inorganic farming. Okay. And which is not good for the environment. Now, nitrogen is used in the food industry. This point we will discuss tomorrow. If you have any doubt, you may ask. This topic is covered in the class 6C and 6D. Okay, so for you it is this type of revision, but not covered in 6A and 6B. So if you have any doubt, so if you don't have any doubt, just write down a point in your book. So biofertilizer convert nitrogen to ammonia. Nitrogen to ammonia. So if there is a question, which fertilizer or what converts nitrogen to ammonia, the answer will be biofertilizer. Okay, so just write down in your book where we are discussing the points, importance and uses of components of air. That is first one, nitrogen. So you can write there. Okay, so I want to ask one question. So we have discussed there are two components of air. Second, that is proposed by John Meow. 1:4, active and inactive. Okay. Now I want to ask. Okay, the percentage of active component. Just raise your hand if you know the answer. Okay. Shreyans. Yes, Shreyans. What is your answer? Sorry? Okay, Aditi Singh, answer.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. What will be the answer?
So the answer will be 1%.
1%. Okay, just find out the answer. We will discuss in the next class. Okay. For now, thank you. Bye.